Like the McCarthy-era witch hunts of the 1950s, your campaign of fear and repression is eating away at foundational values of our democracy. Back then, it took one voice, Attorney Joseph Welch, to cut through the hysteria with the simple question that marked the beginning of the end of that shameful era. He asked Senator McCarthy, have you no sense of decency? And I would ask you the same, Secretary Rubio. But you have shown through your words and your actions what the answer is. And I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State.
He says, let me say this, I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas. And it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study. And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what Ms. Hostork did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she did? Come on, Mr. Secretary.
And every single one of these cases, the factors are different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you have a visa,
First Amendment apply to
we'll revoke
living in the United States?
And we're going to do more. There are more coming.
Marco Rubio just shut down Chris Van Hollen in a Senate hearing so brutally that you could feel the temperature in the room drop. Chris Van Hollen tried to turn the moment into political theater. He invoked McCarthy. He questioned Marco Rubio ******** decency. He dramatically declared that he regretted voting to confirm him as Secretary of State. It was meant to be a mic drop moment. Instead, Marco Rubio flipped it.
I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job, based on what I know.
Well, that's just a flippant statement, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
I didn't ask.
Senator, please let the Secretary have
I'd be happy to, but then I can respond to his.
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add. Your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr.
Secretary, please.
Well, I'd like to. I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation. I don't regret psychosocial support services.
I raised Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond,
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes.
I chose to use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
use
my time that
way.
way.
Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear in the days to come. You're going to see who you went to defend.
Senator, please, Secretary Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You've had your time.
Secretary Rubio should take that testimony to the federal court of the United States because he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I am under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them, we've had communications with the president of El Salvador. I am under no obligation, under our division of powers in this country, and to share with the judicial branch how I conducted diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts, or frankly, with the media, my conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again, and we would break trust with them. So I have complied with every court order. What I won't comply with is an order to disclose what I'm saying and what we're talking about with a foreign leader, because then they won't talk to me. Diplomacy doesn't work that way. About the student visas, let me say this. I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas. And it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study. And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what Ms. Hostork did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she
and if
did?
you do
Come
that,
on, Mr. Secretary.
And every single
You're
one of
just
these
blowing
cases, the
smoke
factors
here
are
now.
different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're
Senator,
coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you
Does
have
the
a visa
First Amendment
and we find
apply
you,
to
we'll
people
revoke
living in the United
and
States?
we're going to do more. There are more coming. We're going to continue to revoke the visas of people who are here as guests and are disrupting our higher education facilities. People are paying money. These kids pay money to go to school, and they have to walk through
Writing
a bunch
an
of
op-ed
lunatics
to the
who are
Tufts
here on student
newspapers
visas.
disrupting the
Simple
foreign
as
policy
that.
of the United
I want to
States.
do more. I hope we can
That's
find more of these people.
pathetic, Mr.
In fact, the other day, some guys led a riot. I forgot what university it was, and I asked, please, can you find the arrest records of all the people that were arrested at that riot at that campus? Because if any of them have a visa, we're going to revoke it.
I feel so much safer
All right,
when you lock
let's,
up people like Ms. Osterk, Mr. Secretary.
We've had enough time on the subject. Thank you very much.
When accused of reckless cuts and abuse of power, Marco Rubio pointed directly to where taxpayer money had been going, millions for overseas programs that most Americans never even knew existed, projects with vague titles and questionable impact. Marco Rubio's argument was simple: if it doesn't make America safer, stronger, or more prosperous, why are we funding it? Then came the deportation fight. Chris Van Hollen suggested the administration was acting unfairly towards certain individuals. Marco Rubio made something very clear: he doesn't deport people, he revokes visas, and a visa is not a right, it's a privilege. If someone comes into the United States claiming they are here to study but instead engages in violent unrest or supports extremist causes, that privilege can be revoked. Period. No drama, no apology when pressed about communications with foreign leaders. Marco Rubio drew a constitutional line: the judicial branch does not conduct diplomacy. Judges cannot dictate how the Secretary of State negotiates with foreign governments, and he made it clear that revealing private diplomatic conversations would destroy trust and undermine America's position globally. That wasn't defiance, that was separation of powers. What made the moment even more intense is that these two men used to be Senate colleagues. Chris Van Hollen voted to confirm Marco Rubio. They had a working relationship, so when Chris Van Hollen publicly announced he regretted that vote, it wasn't just policy disagreement, it was personal positioning. But Marco Rubio didn't flinch. For years critics painted him as cautious or overly polished in this role. He looked anything but timid. He looked prepared, focused, comfortable in foreign policy territory. And here is the bigger picture: this wasn't just about one heated exchange, it was about the direction of the country. One side framing enforcement as cruelty, the other framing enforcement as responsibility. Marco Rubio's message was clear: if you're here on a visa and you break the terms of that agreement, you lose it. If taxpayer dollars are being spent in ways that don't serve American interests, those programs will be cut. And if diplomacy is happening behind closed doors, it stays there. Chris Van Hollen tried to land a moral indictment. Marco Rubio responded with policy, constitutional authority, and receipts. And whether you agree with him or not, one thing is undeniable: he didn't back down, he didn't stumble, and he didn't apologize. He controlled the room.